Okay, and before we hear from Ross, I'm just going to hand over to our sponsor, Hilary from the Developing Young Workforce team within Dundee and Angus. They have very kindly sponsored the session as part of their digital takeover that they are currently running at the moment. So Hilary, over to you.
Thanks, Sarah. Hi everyone, like Sarah said, I'm Hilary Roberts from Developing Young Workforce, Dundee and Angus. For those of you that don't know, DYW is a Scottish Government funded programme to drive down youth unemployment and to increase work-based learning and education so that we give young people the skills and knowledge they need to be the workforce of the future. There's 21 regional DYW groups all across Scotland. We're all set up slightly differently, but working to the same aims and KPIs. So what we do is we facilitate partnerships between businesses and schools and the local college so that people can see how their learning fits into the needs of local industries. So this can be through work placements, site visits, career fairs and talks, setting projects and challenges in the classroom, or generally just helping out with inputs into the curriculum. So an example of this would be a local digital company at the moment that's working with the Dundee Secondary School on a project for them to develop their own app. But as well as that, they're donating old hardware to the school, which can either be used by the pupils or taken apart to see how the phones and tablets and whatever work and how they're made. Obviously, COVID has hit young people entering the labour market particularly badly, as a lot of the jobs worst hit tend to be taken by young people. So we're an integral part of the Young Person's Guarantee and want to speak to as many businesses in the area about how they can help build a bright future for the area's young people. So this could be through supporting a work placement or taking on an apprentice. You might have seen last week that the Scottish Government announced financial incentives to take on apprentices, and there are new types of apprenticeship schemes coming on board as well. Personally, in the DYW team, we've been given funding to have a DYW coordinator in every secondary school across Scotland, which will help us to do more of that vital industry engagement and really embed work-based learning into the curriculum. Obviously, we're always on the lookout for more businesses to give inspiration to young people. So if you are interested in helping us out, please get in touch. During COVID restrictions, we've had to move all of our activity online. It's been interesting. And we've been doing things like the simplest thing you can do is produce a film showing your career path. We've got a whole host of these on our website at the moment, you know, just a short film saying how you ended up doing what you do, what skills are needed for your job, what's good about it, and what advice you can give young people interested in that particular career. So that's just a very simple example about how you can get involved. But if you are interested in any way, shape or form of helping out young people, you might think, yes, I want to do that, but I don't quite know how I would fit into it. Please just get in contact with me. I'll put my email address in the chat. I'll be sticking around for this session as well. And I'm more than happy for myself or one of the team to have a chat with you. That's all I wanted to say. So I will now pass you on to Ross to take you through this afternoon's session.
Thanks, Hilary. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ross. I'm the Membership Recruitment Manager for the Dundee and Angus Chamber. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. The purpose of the session this afternoon is really just to provide a refresh and an update on what the Chamber does so that you can make the most of your membership with the Chamber. So I've got a short presentation just with an overview of what we do, and we've got Steve Charles from Quest, who's going to also share some of the services that they can provide through your Chamber membership too. And then hopefully, I really would like to hear from some of the members. So once the presentations are done, we'll go on to some questions. So I will share my screen and kick us off. Okey-doke. So who are the Dundee and Angus Chamber of Commerce? Well, we are the leading business membership organisation in Dundee and Angus. We're part of the worldwide, long-established Chamber of Commerce brand. We have over 700 members now who, between them, employ over 67,000 people. And what we do is we work hard to help provide our members with the business connections and opportunities they need to flourish. So this is the image on the left is where we're based down at 37 City Quay in Dundee. And the image on the right is the members lounge. So as part of your membership with the Chamber, you can normally come in and enjoy the beautiful members lounge that we've got that allows you to meet with clients, sit and work in a quiet space. There's free tea and coffee and Wi-Fi, and of course we've got a beautiful view that looks out across the water. So hopefully I'll not be too long before we're all back in there. Because we're an accredited chamber, you've also got access to the wider Chamber of Commerce network through Scottish Chambers of Commerce and British Chambers of Commerce. So you can also call upon resources from both of those organisations to help make connections further afield. So at the heart of what we do are 4 core services really. We've got networking and events. So we've got a really busy events calendar. It could be anything from networking events to training events. We've got a whole heap of stuff going on. Particularly, just now we've been able to deliver much more content than what we normally would because of being able to do things online. So definitely encourage everyone to go over to the website and check out the events page, and you'll see all the different networking events and general events that we have running. We offer international trade services, so we offer advice on trading internationally. We do export documentation. We do trade missions, outward and inward trade missions. So if you've got a desire or you are interested in trading internationally, then we can definitely help support you with that as well. Business support and training. So often we'll do sometimes a series of events or one-off events on anything from finance to marketing to business development, and you'll usually find that in our events page on our website, and it can be really, really helpful for helping your business grow. And persuade and influence. So we can help persuade and influence opinion makers and policy makers. We can host roundtable events with government, local government, national government, and we really rely on our members to get involved in these sessions so that it can, government can really hear what's going on at ground level. I've got a bit of a who's who here, just so you know who's in the team. So I'll open this up and hopefully you can still see this. Just so you know who we all are, we've got Alison Henderson, who is our CEO. We've got Donna Bell, who's our office manager and is on the call today. Sarah Young, who's our events and marketing manager. Ross, that's me. I do membership recruitment. We have Vaso, who is our Circular Tayside manager. Circular Tayside is a really interesting project and initiative with Zero Waste Scotland. So I'd really encourage you to have a look at that as well. There's some really interesting things Vaso can help support your business with if you're interested in sustainability and reducing waste. We've got Katie Preston in the international team. We've got Keith, who is International Trade and Events Officer. We've got Miami Vince Mitchell, International Trade. Lindsay, who does our admin. We've got Glenn, who is our new Business Development Executive, who is on the call today. And we've got Grace, who is our Foundation Apprentice. So that's an overview really of who we are. We're a small team, but a really certainly hard-working team. Let me just come back out of this. Okay, so some of the topics we'll look at today include using the Chamber to amplify your marketing messaging through our social media and news articles and our weekly e-newsletter. How you can get introductions to other members, updating your profile and using our business directory, the In Your Shoes blog, and some exclusive member benefits such as Quest. And that's what Steve will talk to you about just once I'm finished. So amplifying your marketing messaging. So this is one of the key benefits of being a member of our chamber. We can really help get your name out there. We've got a huge following on social media across our LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook and Instagram channels. These are our handles for each of them as well, so please do follow us and give our page a like if you've not already done so. You'll see some of the graphics on just what our page looks like, but anytime you're doing a social media post of your own, you can certainly feel free to tag us, and we can then retweet and like and share and really just expand the reach of your social media post. We've got the news section on our website. So this is really an understated part of what we do. Anytime you've got newsworthy content that you'd like to share with the network, send it to us. And not only will we post it as a news article on our website, but we'll also share it on our social media channels as well. And you can really take full advantage of that. There's no limit to how often you do that. The tricky part for members is just generating the content, and it can be challenging when you're a small team or just one person in the business, for example. But really all you have to do is just send us images with some text and links to your website or social media. You just send that to news@DundeeandAngusChamber.co.uk. Then we'll do the rest, and we'll create a news article that will appear on the news section on our website. And typically that's what a news article will look like. We typically ask as well to always include some sort of call to action, whether it's just clicking on the link back to your website or providing an email address or phone number, so that if anyone looks at it, there's a genuine call to action. But yeah, please do remember that and take full advantage of it. It's a really cost-effective way to get your marketing message out there. Our following is predominantly the business community in Dundee and Angus, so if you have messaging to go to that audience, then we're definitely a channel that you can use to really do it, particularly when you look at the cost of Facebook ads and Google ads and things like that. It can be quite expensive. This is a service that's absolutely included in your membership, and you can take advantage of as often as you like. We've also got the weekly Buzz e-newsletter as well, so I hope that everyone on the call does receive this. But if you like, we can also make sure that news article that goes out on the news section on the website and on social media, it goes out in the weekly e-newsletter as well. There's up to about 5,000 email addresses that receive that every week. So again, it's just an extra opportunity to get your name and your messaging out there. The next thing we'll look at is using the business directory and personal introductions to other chamber members. So if you haven't already done so, you can, with your login details, you can log into the website, and you can browse the directory and download the directory so that you can filter it by sector or keywords and download that full list. If you would like a introduction to anybody that appears on that business directory, then that's not a problem at all. You can just come to me and say, right, I'm interested in speaking to this member, this member, this member, and I'll facilitate an introduction. Typically it's done over email. We'll always try and get you together over a coffee, or at least sat down with each other over a proper meeting to try and get a bit of conversation going. But that can be a really effective way of opening doors, really, for maybe from a business development point of view of an organisation that you've perhaps struggled to get in with in the past. Just come to us and let us know of any of the members that are there, and we'll facilitate an introduction. You can also update your own profile as well. So to make sure that your business is represented properly, log into the website and make sure that your contact details are up to date. You've got your logo there, and you've got a good description of what your business offers. So our business directory typically gets a lot of hits on the website, so people are looking at it. So just be sure that your profile is accurate, it's up to date, it's looking good, and please get in touch with myself or anyone at the team if you don't have access to log in to the business directory. In Your Shoes blog. So the In Your Shoes blog is usually the most popular part of our website. For anyone that's not done it, Blogging is a really good way to connect with new and existing customers. It can also increase your SEO performance and ultimately helps connect people to your brand or your business. From our point of view, member-led content is really important. It allows us to showcase businesses from all over Dundee and Angus, and it's just great to hear about what people get up to in their real lives or behind the scenes. So please do check out the In Your Shoes section of our website. That's linked down there. And if you haven't featured for In Your Shoes, then just let me know. Give me a shout and we'll get you booked in for a slot. It's typically booked a few weeks ahead, but we'll help you with the format and we'll help you with what you need to do as far as sending in your content so that your exposure possible. So it's a great thing to do. And yeah, just give me a shout if you haven't already done it. The next part is where I'm going to hand over to Steve, and Steve is going to talk to us about the Chamber HR, tax, health and safety and legal services that you all get as part of your membership with the Chamber. So I'm just going to switch presentations. Bear with me.
That's very colourful.
There we go. Hopefully you can see it now.
Yep. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Steve from Quest. Quest are the recommended supply by the British Chambers of Commerce, and the services I'm going to show you now are supplied to most chambers across the UK, Scotland, Northern Ireland, England, and they're all included in your membership fee. So everything I'm going to show you won't cost you anything to access. Next slide, Ross, please. So there are 4 services that are included in your membership fee. That's ChamberHR, Chamber Health and Safety, ChamberLegal and Chamber Tax. And I'm just going to talk through each one of those in turn, summarise them at the end. It'll only take about 15 minutes, something like that. So next one, Ross, please. So these 4 services are accessed through a dedicated phone line for Chamber members across the UK. That's 01455 852 037. So make sure you've got access or make a note of that number, because the service isn't just about waiting until you've got problems. It's there to answer any questions that you've got. So something you might want to just phone at a moment's notice. Website and document library is also a big part of the service. You've got access to nearly 800 free downloadable template documents and a load of information. You can access that through the Chamber website, or you can go to chamberhr.co.uk, which is a national chamber page with lists all the different chambers. Just go down to D and then you'll find Dundee, click on that and you can put your login, because every member has a unique set of login details that you will need to use to get into the document library. So basically those 4 services are accessed through an advice line and a website, and I'm just going to talk through each of the 4 services. Ross. So ChamberHR is the most used of the 4 services, and it's certainly been used a lot this year with all the things that have been going on. But you've basically got access to the 2 elements to this. One is the website. You've got unlimited access 365 days a year to experienced HR advisors. The advisors, we don't employ junior advisors. They're all very experienced, work for the CIPD and things like that. They're fantastic, and they'll give you hand-holding support if you need it. It's a very consultative approach. So it's not just this is what the law says, this is what you've got to do. They will give you options and discuss it with you, and I think that's one of the things that people really like about it, is this sort of consultative approach that it has. They can been helping a lot of people at the moment with things like redundancy, disciplinary issues, persistent absence, but you can call about any HR or employment law matter. And as I said a few minutes ago, it's not just waiting until you've got a problem. If you have a question, call and ask them what to do. And a lot of the time, they'll be able to point you to the website. The other thing that you should take a note of in that this is an employer-focused service. So that means that the employees cannot use it against the company. It is on the side of the employer. And, you know, I worked for a couple of chambers for many years, and I had people say to me, oh, I don't need to be a member because I can just phone ACAS. Well, yeah, you can phone ACAS. It's the government conciliation service. That's fine. But you need to bear in mind that is very much an employee-focused service. And whilst employers can use it, it's not really on your side, and people have found it a very uncomfortable experience. Whereas with this service, it is absolutely employer focused. They can, as I said, help with any HR or employment law matter. And that is linked to the website. So on the website, in the document library, the main feature of that is there's an employment law document library, and there's over 400 employment documents on that site. Everything from recruitment to employee exit and everything in between. Template letters, contracts. You can do a basic contract of employment, employee handbook you can pull together from it. But basically, the whole life cycle of an employee, you have the document to use. This year, we've added 2 sections to it. Section 11 is the good work plan, which came in April, got rather overshadowed by you know what, you know, by COVID. But there are some very important changes to employment legislation in that, such as the fact you have to issue contracts on the first day of employment. There's no period of grace anymore. And then section 12 is the COVID section, and that's got all letters to do with furlough and return from furlough and things like that. So that's been well used this year. So the COVID section is section 12. Also on the website, there is a newsroom with, you know, frequently added articles on HR and health and safety. Recently, we've added ones about working at home safely and mental health and things like that. So if you keep your eyes on those are really useful. There's a free HR health check if you want a quick check, do it yourself, check on how compliant you are. You can fill that in. You get an instant response. It won't only take you a few minutes. And there's also a free one-to-one HR review for any member that wants to have a chat with a business manager. If you've got some plans to change your business, or there's things that you want to do, we can have a discussion with you and see if you need any extra help or whether you can do it yourself. And those have been really popular. We've been doing those for about 18 months. They've been really popular, particularly this year they have. So just bear that in mind. Next one, Ross. So the second service is ChamberLegal. That's the second most used of the service. Again, it's an advice line and a website. You've got unlimited calls, 365 days a year. You've got access to very experienced legal advisors. They're available to help you with, you know, if you've got issues, but also if you've got questions. Now, the thing to point out about the legal advice service, it is an advisory service. It's not a free legal service, so they can't do, or for free of charge, they can't do things like document checking and document creation. We can do all those things, but you have to pay a little bit extra for those. This is very much about giving you advice. If they can solve your problem on the phone, they will, but they will also be able to signpost you to places where you will find the solution that you need. Now, the ChamberLegal is a fantastic service for small businesses, particularly one-man bands. If any of you, work on your own, it's a godsend really, because you can just phone up and ask questions, and you might not have problems with HR if you're not employing people, but you will find a lot of people will get in trouble with legal issues, and particularly things like contract disputes is a big thing at the minute, debt recovery, property disputes. Those are the most common reasons why people will tend to use the legal line, but it can be any legal matter. It's mostly, it's really designed for commercial law issues rather than things like I'm getting divorced, I hate my wife and all that kind of stuff. It's not really for that. But please use it, because it's really, the advisor's fantastic. They've also got access to a website with nearly 200 documents on it. And there's contracts, template contracts, checklists, letters, a wide variety of different things, all business related. And again, just put in your login details, you can get through. So ChamberLegal, unlimited access to legal advisors, plus documents, really great service for small businesses. Next one, Ross, is Chamber Health and Safety. So the key thing about Chamber Health and Safety, again, it's an advice line and a website. The advice line is available office hours. The advice line gets a reasonable number of calls, but nothing like legal, and certainly nothing like ChamberHR. Because the key thing about Chamber Health and Safety is the website. On the website, there are all the compliance documents, the basic compliance documents that you'll need to be health and safety. And it's really important that all businesses are health and safety compliant, because whilst the law says over 5 employees, you have to have a health and safety policy. And if you've got less than 5, you're not breaking the law by having one. But if something happens and somebody, member of the public or anybody, is injured as a consequence of your work activities and you're not health and safety compliant, the HSE will come down on you like a ton of bricks, really. And the fines have escalated a lot in recent years. So it isn't worth not being compliant. And Chamber Health and Safety provides you on the website a health and safety policy, risk assessment forms, guidance notes on how to do them, and all the basic stuff you need to be health and safety compliant is on that website. And whilst we don't get a lot of, huge number of calls on health and safety, some of them are, well, one of the top 10 downloaded documents across the whole site is the health and safety policy. So it's really important you understand that it's there and that you can use it. It's the cheap and easy way. And if you want a one-to-one review about health and safety, we can do that with you as well. So again, please remember you've got access to this fantastic resource of health and safety documentation. Next one, Ross. Chamber Tax is a fourth of the 4 services, gives you access to 2 advice lines. One is tax and one is VAT. So the different advisors, which is why it's listed separately. They're there to answer any questions that you've got. When I looked at what was the most popular reason that people call the tax line, it was help with tax returns. So if you have any questions or any issues, you can call it tax, benefits in kind, property income, capital gains tax. If you're looking to register for VAT, you can get help with that. It's available during office hours. It used to be years ago just part of the legal advice line. Nobody ever used it. We've now given it some profile, and chamber members are using it quite a lot these days. And it's a well-resourced department. So I'd encourage you to look at that and use it. Next one, Ross. So in summary, these 4 services really, they're all about protection and peace of mind. You've got access as a member to 5 advice lines with unlimited access, a website with almost 800 free downloadable template documents. They're all included in the membership fee. You don't have to pay anything to access any of these advice lines or any of these documents. You can have a free one-to-one review with the business manager if you want a bit more of an in-depth conversation. They're all employer-focused services, particularly the HR one. And it's a national scheme with 40,000, well, about 45,000 users now. And the reason we say I'll put that in is because I've had people say to me at events, when I did live events, those great things that we used to do. How can you possibly give all this for nothing? Well, it isn't for nothing. The chamber invests in it so that the members can access protection and be looked after. And that's why we can afford to do it, because we're paid for by the partners that we've got. Next one, is another one, Ross. And if you need last one, yeah. If you need something else, because some people will think, well, that's all very well, but I need something a bit more personal for me. If you need a more bespoke service for HR or health and safety, and particularly HR, you can buy that. And that is typically somebody will say, well, I don't want to do my own contracts of employment or employee handbooks. Can you do it for me? Can you have an audit? You get dedicated people to look after you. Now, it's the sort of thing that Peninsula will be out selling on 5-year contracts. We don't do that. But if you wanted a retained service on a 1-year basis, you can have it. It's really good value for money. And we will do the work will be bespoke and done for you, so you don't have to do it yourself. At the same time, if all you want is an ad hoc bit of work doing, that is something like, I need a settlement agreement doing, to get rid of somebody, or I just want my contracts of employment doing, I don't want anything else, then you can do that. So you can buy additional services or legal services if you need them, as and when you need them, and that's entirely up to you. But the main message to all of you is to be aware that you've got access to these 4 chamber services that are used a lot by chamber members across the UK during the course of the year. Use them because they can make a big difference to your business, and it's fantastic value. In fact, the value of that will more than pay for your membership fee alone. So the message is, please use them. And if you've got any questions, at whatever time Ross deems is appropriate. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Steve. Brilliant. Okay, I will come off of this. Okay, so that's the PowerPoint over. You'll be pleased to know from both of us. We definitely don't want to deliver too much PowerPoint. I'm certainly keen to hear from our members and hear if anybody that's on the call has any questions or anything they'd like to ask about any of the chamber services or anything that we've discussed on the call. One thing I was thinking that might be a good idea, just so that we can see who is on the call, is just if we could go around the room and just say who you are and what business you're from. It'd be nice just to get a bit of a feel for who's here. I'll go round in the sort of order that's on the screen here, because there's certainly some that I haven't met before. Let's see, we'll start with Carrie. Hello.
I did the classic thing and spoke before I unmuted myself.
That's the quote for 2020, isn't it? You're on mute.
Story of my life. So hi everybody, I'm Carrie Lennon. I'm a local fundraising manager for Cancer Research UK. I actually only joined just before, well, it felt like just before the pandemic and just before lockdown. So still new to this, even though months have actually passed by, but nice to see everyone and thanks for inviting me on today.
No problem at all. Thanks very much. Next, we've got Siri. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good, really well, thank you. Really well. Would you like to tell everyone about what you do?
Yeah, we've recently opened We Rental, so we're a local car rental company and quickly expanding into vans and trailers now. And I just joined, I think it was in November, was it? Possibly October. So
November.
Pretty much a couple of weeks after we opened. So, and yeah, that's me. Hi, everyone.
Thanks, CD. Next, we've got Sarah Johnson. Hello.
Hi, I'm Sarah Johnston from Social Goods Connect. I'm the business engagement manager there to put my false teeth back in. We match employee volunteers with volunteering opportunities, and we launched in May.
Super, thanks, Sarah. Next, we've got Martin. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Martin Hughes. I'm a career advisor with Aberdeen University. I haven't really been involved with the Chamber for a while, and I think with lockdown and working totally from home now, you kind of feel very isolated. So I saw this session and I thought things are quietening down on the campus towards the end of the term, and a good chance to just do something different and meet some new people.
Nice one, Martin. Thanks very much. Next up, we've got Glenn. All right, Glenn.
Hello. Should I plug my headphones in? Are you getting feedback? No, is it fine? It's fine.
No, it's all right.
I'm Glenn from the Chamber. I started over a year ago, but it was part-time, so I just started full-time and right in the middle of lockdown. So it's quite good to kind of hear and what you're hearing as well about what the Chamber actually does, because I'm still learning. But if any of you have not had a member spotlight, please get in touch. I'm doing them. We can just put a bit of information about your business on social media. So if you haven't had that done, get in touch with me or Ross, and we'll stick that out for you. Thanks.
Good point. Nice one, Glenn. Thank you. Bobby, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Ross. Afternoon, everyone. Nice to meet you all. My name is Bobby Lamond and I work for Marsh Commercial. We've got an office in Dundee. You may know us as Clark Thompson. We just changed our name this year to Marsh Commercial. Fairly new to the Chamber. It was my colleague Charlotte who was involved quite heavily in the Chamber. Ross, you probably know Charlotte. She's now on maternity leave and passed me the baton with strict instructions to look after the Chamber membership. Looking forward to getting stuck in and getting involved even more next year.
Super. Nice one, Bobby. Thanks so much. Who have we got next? Andy Simpson, good afternoon.
Afternoon, everybody. I'm Andy Simpson. I've got a business in the big city of Brecon. We do Angus 3D Solutions. We do 3D printing, both in plastics and metals, and manufacturing in general. I've been a member of the Chamber for 3 years now, you know, so you might think, why am I on this call? Well, actually, I've come on this call because just to get a refresher of exactly what my membership can offer, and I'm sitting here going, I didn't really understand or appreciate how much you know, even like the quest part of it was involved. So my 3 years membership has been great for me as a starting a business and going through that journey, but you know, it's definitely worthwhile actually just having a little refresher of what your membership can offer you, because you do forget, because the day job sometimes sucks you in and you forget about the, you know, the social media side and the help that you can get from the Chamber. So that's why I'm here today. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Andy. Nice to hear those kind words as well. And yeah, I mean, I think we're just all so busy just now, you know, everyone just seems to be busier than ever. So it can be really easy to forget about certain aspects of what the Chamber does. So that's totally the purpose of these calls, is just to give a bit of refresher on what we do. So that's grand. Who do we have next here? Patricia, are you there? Patricia Bree.
I am.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm well, thank you, and we're new to the Chamber of Commerce, although I represent as chairperson Dundee Age Concern, who have been in the city for 70 years. So not new to the business, but well, not new to, it's not a new business, but we're learning what we can get from the Chamber of Commerce. And actually I've just written screeds of notes, so my manager might be in contact with a few people at the Chamber after things that we're looking at, like the idea of spotlighting the organisation. We're closed just now, but we've just been allowed to set a date for opening, so that's good. So we're hoping to get started again for the old people of Dundee. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
No problem at all. Nice to hear from you, Patricia. Excellent. And finally, Donna. Hello.
Hello, yeah, I'm Donna and I'm obviously from the Chamber. My official title is Office Manager, but I don't have an office to manage at the moment. We're all working. So I'm doing lots of processes for the Chamber now. I've used Quest quite a bit to get a wee bit of information to help me remotely help the team. And also I'm now involved in the Kickstart. So if you haven't heard about that, it's where the government are offering businesses money to finance young people and to get them. So I'm helping do that. That's keeping me busy at the moment. That's me.
Thanks, Donna. Thank you. So yeah, I think that's everyone in the room. If there's no more questions, I would just encourage anyone just to never be afraid to reach out to any of us, myself included. At any time, you know, the Chamber's here to help. We can help on a wide range of things. Ultimately, we're business support. So, you know, if your business needs support in any aspect, doesn't matter what facet of business, whether it's finance, sales, marketing, you name it, we can help. So yeah, don't be afraid to get in touch with us. Hopefully you've got a little bit more of an idea of what we do as a chamber now, so definitely get stuck into some of these services and you know, really get the most from the membership. That's ultimately the purpose of today's call. So yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate your time this afternoon, and have a great day. Thank you so much.
2 seconds, Ross. Sorry, Sarah's just jumped in with a question. I can see you typing away frantically. So Sarah's just asking, are the spotlight stories different from the In Your Shoes? Yes, so the spotlight stories, it's a spotlight on social media. So Glenn takes control of those. We'll do, you know, 2 a week, and it's just you know, here's a chamber member, connect you to your social media profiles, a little bit about you, a little image, and we pop that out on social media. So yeah, different from the In Your Shoes
Okay,
blogs
thanks.
that we do as well. Yep.
Just give us a shout. You can come to either myself or Glenn, Sarah, and we'll sort one out for you, definitely. But great way to just raise the profile of your business, really, and you know, spread your name on social media.
People know that you've joined us as well.
Yeah.
I think Martin might have a question as well. There's a hand.
Oh, good, Martin. Yeah, go for
it. Something we've discussed in the office. Obviously, I work with current Abertay students, mostly focused on the final years, people getting close to graduating or about to graduate. A good number of our students are looking to stay locally for employment. There's always an image of a graduate that they're totally mobile, can go anywhere to get a job. We have quite a lot of mature students, etc., coming into university later in life, second careers, etc., and a lot of them have bases in Dundee, family, etc. So they're very much focused on employment locally. Sometimes getting a handle on what's happening locally is quite difficult because it's a lot of small, medium enterprises and they don't necessarily have a very large profile in the way that the large graduate recruiters have. So sometimes getting an idea of who's thinking about recruiting, who wants to recruit, how are they recruiting, etc. It's important for us to be able to pass that on. Would it be possible to get some sort of questionnaire out to members of the chamber through yourselves in relation to a few simple questions about, you know, plans to recruit? Are you recruiting? How do you recruit, etc.? What are you looking for? Would that be a kind of service you could provide?
Absolutely, yeah. Sarah, you've done things like this before, haven't you? So you're probably best.
Yeah, so it would come under our news article. I mean, we call the news page is called news because it's predominantly news articles, but people also share blogs, they'll share job adverts, and they'll share surveys as well. So if you create the survey, send us over, you know, a couple of paragraphs to go along with it, with the survey link. We can put that on the news item, we can share it out on social media, and then we can include it in the news roundup on the Friday. Okay, right, I'll keep that in mind. We'll discuss it with the team. It's especially with, you know, with the vaccine coming along and maybe things turning around a wee bit. A lot of recruitment is on hold, we know that, both with small organisations, particularly also the larger ones. Many of them, especially if they're IT related, are more robust and still recruiting because they can work from home, etc. But maybe it's with a view to maybe things turning around. What is the picture on recruitment? People may be planning to recruit when they hadn't, maybe for the last 6 to 9 months. So it's that kind of thing, really valuable information for our graduates who will be graduating next June, May, June, you know, into maybe ideally a slightly healthier environment, who knows, because very seriously impacted. The last cohort that graduated were very seriously impacted by the situation. Yeah, we also just released the quarterly economic indicator as well. So you'll have some. One of the questions is about, you know, recruiting over the next kind of 6 months to 12 months. So there will be some statistics in there that would certainly help. Yeah. And also business optimism as well. You know, was part of that. So yeah, the economic indicator is quite good for those kind of stats for the region. Yeah, especially, I mean, the Tay Cities deal looks like it's going through, I think. Yeah, I can't quite keep up on what it is. Where it's all at, but I think it was signed, not signed, sealed and delivered, but kind of signed off last week or the week before.
It's not something to do with that. That maybe hopefully has some sort of impact.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, just send over, or if you've got any more questions about it, then certainly get in touch with one of us direct.
I'd drop you a mail first before I just sent you anything over, just to clarify a few things. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Perfect. Anybody else? Nope. Okay. Well, you all know where we are. We're not going very far. So yeah, and like Ross says, you know, anything, even if it's just that I've been thinking about, you know, doing this through the chamber, or just, you know, feel free to run it past us. You know, it's what we're here for. We'll know if, you know, you might need to, you know, amend it a little bit, word it slightly differently just for the audience. But yeah, anything you're thinking of, give us a shout, and we'll certainly be there to help and support.
Sarah, remember our last event, or our, oh, I don't know if it's our last event, but next week's event?
Well, it's not our last event, Donna.
Maybe last.
If it was. Yeah, so our Christmas social, we had the Science Centre last night, which was fantastic, so much fun. We were cooking with We Cook last week, made chicken katsu curry. So next week we are going out in style and doing cocktails with Malmaison's mixologist. So if you fancy joining us for that, it's 4:30 till 6. You can either make all 4 cocktails we're going to go through, or you can pace yourself and just do 1 or 2 and learn how to make the rest of them over Christmas time. But yeah, if you fancy joining us for that, then yeah, get yourself signed up, and there'll be an ingredients list coming tomorrow or over the weekend with the things you need to get in the house. But don't worry too much about your equipment, because they will also go through some kind of household implements that can be used instead of some of the equipment that these bartenders have. So yeah, looking forward to it. But yeah, that will be the final one for 2020. And yeah, we'll be organising 2021 soon. Okay, if that's it for everybody, this recording will go up on the YouTube channel, so if you want to revisit it, share it with colleagues, etc., then just feel free to. Should be up by the start of next week.
Thanks, Em. Thank you.
Right.
Thanks very much, everyone. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.